is ABeardedSage. Actually, with microphone has to be set up, so you probably didn't even hear that intro very well. This is ABeardedSage, and I'm going to be doing another video on Star Citizen news because, as I mentioned before, I love Star Citizen, and you'll probably hear some noise in the background. That would be my niece. Oh, come here, little one. Tambourine time. Put it into that. Oh. Mwah. Check it. Can you see yourself on the internet? Huh? She's gotten big, guys. She's huge now compared to what she used to be. Look at this. Look at this. She's so tall now. Aren't you? Yeah? Yeah? You big. Shut up, Tambourine. Okay, thank you. God bless America. Alright, so. Gotta be fucking kidding. There we go. Now you can see the baby and me at the same time. Which we'll be jumping back and forth because I am simultaneously capturing footage. On my desktop, so we get rid of that, and we will pop up this. Now, today we're going to be talking about the 300i spaceship, because recently Robert Space Industries released quite a few things about the 300i series and the different upgrades and the different basically the different presets you can have for the 300i. So you can have a basic standard 300i, which comes with the two Gatling lasers, class 1 weapons, and that's it. It has a hard point for a class 3 weapon, but it doesn't have any class 3 weapons attached to it. So you can get those. That's right, you can get those. For instance, you can get rocket launcher modules, or you can get the tractor beam, or you can get the racer, which is the 300R, which is a little bit different. Now we're going to switch over to this, so you should be seeing the actual 300 series next generation Origin luxury defined 300 series PDF. It's a brochure. It's actually supposed to be a type of in-game brochure that they're continuing. This right here, I believe you're seeing, is the 300R. This is the racer class. As you can see, it's got the two mounted Gatling lasers, and then it's supposed to have a different engine set, which makes it faster, of course. And then each scroll of the mouse actually switches the entire page. So, power you can touch. The new 300 series from Origin is the manifestation of a feeling. It is the thrill of T4 engines pushing out of an atmosphere. This exhilaration as you weave through an asteroid field. It is when flight controls become more than mechanisms. They become a part of you. We at Origin designed for you, not you and your ship. Now you can see right here, this is what the cockpit is going to look like. So in game, this is the cockpit that you're going to be staring at whenever you're flying your Origin spacecraft. Now if you go on further, you can see a scene of the Origin flying through the sky, and this again is the 300, I believe the 300R series. Right here in this bottom picture, you may not be able to see the cursor very well. You can see the rocket launcher. The actual rocket launcher gives you a few tactical advantages when it comes to fighting, as you may well have guessed. Rocket launchers typically have homing features so that you can lock onto a target, shoot a rocket, and then let it do its work while simultaneously trying to pepper the enemy with laser cannons. Kiddo, you are bonkers. So if you have that, you can also get the tractor beam as well, so that you can pull the ship towards you. Now, the way I understand it is you have to do one of two things. You either have to disable the thrusters of a ship so that it can't fly away, or there are certain ships with thrusters that are so weak that the tractor beam can pull them in anyway. Now, you're going to see this little one. She's facing me now. What's up? Do you disagree with my summary of the tractor beam at all? No? I think that's a good summary of the tractor beam. Basically, you're going to have to disable the thrusters. You're drooling all over the place, kiddo. You're going to have to disable the thrusters, or you're going to have to find a ship that's weak enough that the thrusters don't matter. I believe there's also different versions of the tractor beam, so you can upgrade your tractor beam to have one that is potentially more powerful than normal. So that's one thing that you can keep in mind. Kiddo, quit kicking me. You're kicking me in the testicles and it hurts. Good Lord, this child. I swear, this child. Stop. Testicles. They hurt. It hurts. Yeah, just giggle about it. Now, as you can see down here, the Langs refuse to rest on the mountain accolades. Instead, they continue to push their engineers to find the perfect equilibrium between beauty and function. Over the next 30 years, the Langs and their team released a series of ships that establish Origin as one of the most respected names in astroengineering. Kid, don't touch the mouse. With the 300 series, the engineers and designers at Origin have continued the proud tradition of aesthetics and utility originally conceived over 50 years ago in that workshop. Yeah, I know. That is an impressive feat. I agree, AJ. The Langs believed that there was a place for beauty in space. Yeah, beauty in space. 300 series continues to prove them right. So the Lang brothers are the ones who actually, in the game, they're the ones who... They were tired of the trend of utilitarianism in the ships of their time, so they wanted to bring artwork to space. And that's basically what the 300 series is. I know. It's exciting stuff. Star Citizen is amazing. So, you come down here and you see perfection. The heavens await. And I believe that's, I believe this picture right here is what you usually see in my thumbnails, which is something special. The thumbnails are one thing to remember. Oh, kid, don't bust your head. Oh, reaching for the mouse. She's got the mouse. She's in control of the vertical. Stop. Working with babies is not easy. Right here, dynamic, where elegance and power meet. That is the picture. It's just a picture, though. I mean, it doesn't tell you much about the ship until you switch down. Right down here. Right down here, you actually see a model of the ship as it fits together. These are all the different parts. This is where you enter the cockpit. These are the wheels. This is the machine. This is one of the turrets that you can mount on the front. These are the turrets that you mount on the side. This is where you can mount things in the middle. These are the rocket launchers. Obviously, these are rocket modules. So they set up. Those launch the rockets. Those store the rockets, I'm sure. These are where the thrusters are, right in the back. They're directly in the back. You can see another overhead view of the actual 300 series top view. Again, these are the lasers. These are the rocket modules. That, again, is the thruster, the single thruster. I believe the 300R series has a dual thruster mechanism, which is quite nice because the dual thrusters are what make the 300R series so much faster. Kiddo, seriously. She's seeing all these shiny things. She's seeing my Razer mouse, which has all these green lights. She's seeing the microphone. She's seeing my light-up keyboard. She's seeing all these things, and she wants to grab them. You can't. You don't understand computer engineering yet, or how to operate a computer to surf the internet. Also, you probably shouldn't learn just this soon. So it's got a lot of the features right here. It's also got the side view, which is, fly higher. The pursuit of happiness is never ending. Elegance and efficiency, sophistication and swagger. I don't like that. Swagger, really? Please. The Origin 300 series gives pilots and passengers a sense of purpose on the lanes and a reason to keep moving. That I will agree with. And as you can see in this picture, double engines. Boom. Those are the double thrusters of the 300R. The single 300 series does not have that. Oop, I skipped one. Design is law. Save the complicated maneuvers for outside the ship. Every part of the 300 series spacecraft is exactly where you expect it to be. At Origin, we pride ourselves on building to the pilot instead of the spacecraft. Every component of an Origin spacecraft, that's right, from the laser bypass core connector to the cockpit auto latch vacuum seal system, has its own story design team and has been rigorously examined for ergonomic superiority and stress test to within 1 micron tolerances. 1 micron, by the way, that is very small measurement. It's like a picosecond. It's on the equivalent. 1 micron. That means it is very, very well tested up to the minimal amount of leakage or possibility of failure. That's fantastic. So, you're traveling at thousands of kilometers per hour, blasting asteroids with your laser cannons and dodging stellar debris. So why aren't you having fun? Why are you not having fun? That's more fun than a baby. Trust me, I have a baby right here. That's more fun than a baby. Hands down. Look at this thing. Would you rather have this? It poops and spits on you and complains a lot, or would you blast asteroids with the 300 series? There's no contest. There's no contest. The 300 series ships that fight as well as they look, with the powerful laser cannon standard and missile launcher slots optional on every model. All that plus sleek, beautiful lines, painstakingly engineered by 200 years of space travel expertise. We don't have that. I wish we did. I wish I lived in this time zone. So it's no wonder that they call it the Origin look. And then you have the ship down there, like sitting there, and then you've got it from another angle. That looks sleek. I'm telling you, that looks tight. We have your back. They have your back. Your ship is your character. It is your character. That's not entirely true. Your character is your character that pilots the ship, but the ship defines your character. That's what they're trying to say right there, which I can kind of agree with. Why wouldn't you want the best? Here at Origin, we understand that everyone is different, so our engineers aimed to provide a level of customization unparalleled in our competitors. So the 300 series offers a flexible design architecture, allowing you to tailor the ship to suit your needs. Blah blah blah. Modifications are ballin'. Peace of mind doesn't have to mean losing out on a piece of the action. A professional pilot can't rely on a repair service contract. That is right. Where he's 10 jumps from home. That's why every Origin 300 series spacecraft uses vacuum tested, museum grade parts mated with industry defining standard attach points. Every component on the 300 is accessible in the field by the pilot, meaning that if you get damaged, you can have your pilot fix that without you dying in space. That is important, ladies and gentlemen. That is important. What if you have a baby on board? You can't just expect the vacuum of space to overrun your hull and just invade your cockpit and then just walk outside traffic when you got a baby on board. That is not the way you do things, and Origin recognizes this necessity. So they made it so that you can fix it from the inside, period. That's how you go. That's why they have your back. Admire the view. Look at that mother effing view. Look, that's beautiful. I say mother effing because there's a baby here. I cannot say the F word. I ain't dropping F-bombs. That's right. That makes you nervous, and that's understandable. So, the 300 series state-of-the-art glass cockpit allows for unobstructed 360-degree forward view for maximum situational awareness. Diamond cut star prism. That's trademarked, by the way. Material allows for finer visibility than any spacecraft in its class. Custom design HUDs provide a constant stream of data without. That's just beautiful. That's beautiful right there. Obstructing the view, that's bad. Not obstructing the view, that's fantastic. So room to breathe. It's comfy. It's comfy. That's all it means. There's space. You can walk around your ship. You don't have to feel enclosed, encapsulated inside of a tiny little ship. You've got the rear habitation compartment features all the necessities. Eat, sleep, and work in exquisite comfort. Exquisite comfort. It's like being in the luxury of my own room. Because that ship, I'm looking at it right now, that ship is bigger than my room. That room, bigger than my room. I like it. I'd probably live on that thing if I had one. Navigate to the distant depths of space with the comfort and safety of the well-traveled space lanes. Fly safe in the knowledge that you are protected by the safest and most well-constructed spacecraft hull in space. It is the ultimate freedom to explore. That's right. Oh, you don't like exploring in space? Does that make you sad? What about blowing up asteroids? You don't like blowing up asteroids either? Well, what the hell do you like? Wait, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Please allow for a brief interlude while I calm the baby. Okay, the baby is gone. The baby is gone. My mom had to take it, so, she was upset. All this talk about asteroids and explosions was just too much for her to handle. So we look here. A bold new horizon, everything, everywhere. Navigate to the distant depths of space, blah, blah, blah. Ultimate hull. And down here, built-in touch panels allow the pilot complete access to all subsystems, even when relaxing away from the cockpit. Whether you need to alter your avionics pattern or stream the latest stock reports, the 300 series software is always within reach. Now, this allows us insight into the game that wasn't previously available, as far as I know. The fact that you can actually look at stocks means you can probably buy stocks within the game, and buying stocks within the game means you can spend your money and interact with and probably earn money on the stock market. This allows you access to the space internet, which allows you to see all of these things going on in real time, which is pretty neat. Now, if we go down another one, we got the 300i, we got the actual specs. Now, it comes with an ANR Omnisky Omnisky 6 laser cannon. Now, this comes standard on all the Origin 300 series base models, and it's a decent, as far as I can tell, it should be a decent laser cannon, but of course we haven't actually played the game, so I couldn't tell you for sure whether or not it's a fantastic gun, but it should be decent. The mass is only 20,000. That's pretty low for an actual ship, as far as I can tell. The length is 24 meters. That means it's not too huge a target, and of course you can see it's kind of compressed. Crew, you can only have one person piloting it. It's got an ACOM Starheart 3 engine, because this is just the base 300i series, which only has one thruster, so it's got that engine. 12 maneuvering thrusters and a Gorgon Defender all-stop shield. Now, I don't really know what that means, but because we haven't got enough detail as of right now. Now, you have right here, you can see there's a differential. There are 3 potential class 2, there is 1 class 2 hardpoint, which basically comes with nothing. You're gonna have to put that on yourself. Now, if you have insurance on your ship, basically it only covers a unmodified ship. So anything that you add to it that's, you know, not mentioned here, you're gonna have to pay out of pocket to replace. That's something that you have to keep. There's me again. Look, man, I look terrible. I look awful. I should have done something a little bit better. Let's start the video again. 3, 2, 1, and go. So that means that any modifications that you make to your ship, if you upgrade the shield, if you upgrade the thrusters, if you get a new engine or something to go a little faster, if you add one of the class 2 weapons, the nose, if you add class 2 weapon or class 3 weapons on the hard points to the inner wings, you're gonna have to replace those out of pocket. Insurance doesn't cover it. It only covers the base model. Now, if we look at the next one, the 315P, this comes stock with, on the nose, a class 2 tractor beam and a Dragon Stellar STC Silver. Go farther, faster. This is a better main thruster, basically, so you'll go faster. It will increase your speed and therefore increase your performance, your ability to get away, your ability to circle the enemy, things like that. You still only have the 12 thrusters, so it doesn't change that. Most likely, no matter what you do, you're only going to have 12 thrusters for maneuverability. That's probably not changeable. But again, it is a decent weapon with a tractor beam, and that means it's mainly for exploration, because honestly, when you got a tractor beam, you're going to be pulling stuff in and then putting it in your cargo bay. That's going to be the main focus. It's not really going to be for fighting. However, it should have the exact same fighting potential because it has as the 300i base series, because it still has the 2 A&R Omnisky 6 laser cannons. So it should be as good at fighting, if not a little bit better, because it's a bit faster than the original 300i. So you go to the 325A, unequaled strength. It is a dangerous universe out there. Be the arbiter of your fate with a combat enhanced Origin. 325A, because it's a rough galaxy, doesn't mean you need to sacrifice your comfort. The 325A can come out on top in any dogfight. We will see if that is true when the game starts up, because I plan on having an Origin spacecraft, and if I like my Origin, then I'm going to get all of them, because let's face it, when you like a spacecraft, when you like a certain industry, you tend to get their stuff. Apple has proven that time and time again. Even when they release really shitty things, like the exact same iPad, only with the name iPad 2, and it's basically identical, people still buy it. They're going to do it because they like the product, because they like the company. So, with I've already forgotten the name of the company. Origin. With Origin Jump Works, if I like the 300i, and I'm probably going to get the 325A or the 350R, one of those two, then I'm going to get the rest of them. So, 325A, you have a Klaus & Werner mass driver cannon on the nose, and you have 2 Class 3 Talon Stalker IR Twin. I believe those are laser cannons. Let's look at here. Get the drop in the competition with a pair of Talon Stalker image recognition missiles. These are missiles. Missile launchers. Not lasers. Missile launchers. So these, of course, if you get, and you still got the Gorgon Defender wall and the hammer propulsion, which I believe is, the same propulsion unit that you have in the basic 300i series. So it doesn't change that at all, but it has an upgrade capacity of 6. I still don't know what that means, but we will find out in the future, I guarantee you. I will do more research and I will figure out if it's possible to know what that means right now, and if not, feel free to tell me, because I would love to learn more about this, because this is a game that I'm going to be really into. So again, you've got this. That means that all of these, if you have insurance on the 325A, then all of these are going to be replaced. So if you upgrade to something better than the Talon Stalker IR Twins, you're going to have to pay for that out of pocket. However, you are still going to have the Talon Stalker IR Twins, meaning that if you use your insurance to get a new ship, you'll be able to sell those and then apply that money towards whatever it was that you had before. So that's not that bad. Then you go to the 350R. Now this only has the Omni Sky 3 laser cannons. It doesn't have the Omni Sky 6. It has the 3. It has lower laser cannons. They're energy efficient weapons. They allow the Origin to devote maximum power to thrusters without losing the ability to fight, because being able to outrun anything in space doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to fight. So basically, they're weaker lasers. They're energy efficient. They're weaker. They're not going to be as effective as the Omni Sky 6s. However, your speed, because you have 2 thrusters instead of 1, you have 2 hammer propulsion HM 4.3 thrusters. So you've got 2 instead of 1, which is, nice. Now they're 4.3s instead of 5.3. The Origin 300i and the 325A, both of them have a 5.3, which I'm assuming is going to be a little bit more powerful. But because you have 2 thrusters, both of them 4.3s, you're going to be faster. That's the whole point. 350R is fast as crap. Look, the mass is lower, 3,000 kilograms lower, so it's going to be significant. Less weight means more speed. And it still has Class 2 and Class 3 hardpoints, so you can still equip things, but you'll sacrifice a little speed based on the weight. However, that's irrelevant. And there's another thing to note, is that wind resistance doesn't matter in space. Because it's a vacuum, there is no air resistance whatsoever. So adding these things isn't going to make it it's not going to put any drag on your ship like it would with a car or something like that when you add something onto a vehicle. That's not the case in space. That's not how it works. So upgrading the 350R could be a thing to do, or not, whatever you want. But this thing's going to be fast, and that's what I want. I'm probably going to get the 350R first, if not the 325A, but I really want the 350R because, God, I've got a Constellation. I'm going to have firepower. What I want secondary is speed. And if I can load this thing into my Constellation so that I can pop out in that whenever I want, you better believe I'm going to do it. And that's it. After that, you got all the technical data here. So you've got the length. Hold on one second. So you've got all the tactical information. You've got the length, the actual mass, so you can sit here and look at all the different things. Touring vehicle, exploration vehicle, interdiction, that means fighting, intervening, dogfighting and stuff. And then racing. This is just purely for speed. These are all basically the same, except the Gorgon force wall instead of the all-stop wall. I'm assuming the force wall is going to be more effective because the 325A is more focused on combat instead of avoiding things. Cargo capacity is, of course, far less on the 350R because they don't want you sacrificing your speed. And then the class weapons, of course. You still have the same hard points on all 4 models. So you still have a Class 2 hard point on the nose. You still have 2 Class 3 hard points on the inner wings. But only the 325A actually has things attached to all 3, to all of the different hard points. However, you do have a tractor beam, but that means you could also get a tractor beam on either the 300i or the 350R. You could get Talon Stalker IR Twins on the 350i, 315p, or the 350R. There's no reason you don't want to. It just means it doesn't come standard. So if your ship gets destroyed, you're going to have to pay out of pocket to replace those. Disclaimer. Holography and other imagery contained in this promotional material is based on the information available at the time of dispatch. Origin reserves the right to alter at any time without notice the colors, modules, hardpoints, loadout, specification, and modules of the spacecraft presented. Spacecraft designations are subject to change, blah, 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 blah. As far as I can tell, when the alpha starts and they're actually going to test the ships, like in dogfights and everything, they're going to reserve the right to change the loadouts if they feel like something is too overpowered or too underpowered to actually compete against every other ship in the star system, which of course makes sense. I mean, you'd expect nothing less in any game. So the loadouts can change at any time, but right now they're thinking that this should be a good loadout. We'll find out when the alpha shows up. December 2013, baby. I'm waiting. Now, if we look down here, we have side panels, reinforced armor plating that doesn't look and move like a box turtle. Basically, it's saying that the plating is just as effective as other ships that have boxier looks. The main thruster. What's the ability to outrun anything in space worth? The 300 series is gone long before you can lock your scanners with a full-bore ventral thruster twin version available on the 300R. Again, that's what I'm getting. That's as powerful as it looks. The 300 series is a speed addict's dream. And then, of course, landing gear. Because why the fuck would you have a spaceship that you can't land? That is just silly. However, it also says that it's flies under the radar, so it's a lot harder to pick up. That's a plus in anyone's book. Well, at least in my book. I don't want people to pick me up. I mean, if I'm going to be fighting enemies, I would rather they not see me before I shoot them in the face with a whole bunch of lasers and missiles. Maybe that's just me, though. Could be just me. Then we have down here cockpit panels, so you can see the cockpit. Situational awareness up by 33% in tests, not just cutting edge, it's timeless style. Starts and ends with the wheels. You got awesome wheels. Cockpit exterior, it looks fucking great. Maximize visibility without sacrificing safety. Pilot chair base, the new Alice pilot seat connects to the deck through the Origin's patented suspensor technology capable of compensating for either the most turbulent atmosphere or environment, meaning there's not as much danger of your pilot getting murdered in space, after getting shot out by multiple enemies, which, no matter how fast you move, it's bound to happen. Then you got the outer wing lasers, of course. You got the inner wing missiles, and you got the maneuvering thrusters, and of course you have the hard point, the underbelly silhouette. Nothing else in space looks like a 300 series ship. The distinct silhouette and brushed metal hull stand out in all circumstances, inspiring awe in business partners and fear in opponents. A 300 isn't a starship. It's a message. I'm gonna have to say, though, I agree with them. The 300 series looks fucking iconic. I mean, it's the kind of ship that you expect to see in the future. I mean, especially the 300R, just in my opinion. The sleek black look with a few yellow racing stripes on it, the twin thrusters in the back, the mounted laser cannons on the outer wings. I mean, seriously. You see that coming, you realize you're gonna get shot. You can't do anything about it. All of a sudden, it's gone. By the time you turn around, it's already back behind you. I mean, I love that idea. To me, speed is king. The only reason I got the Constellation is because if speed isn't king, it's because you're faced with so many missiles, laser cannons, mobile turrets, and other ships that are coming out the back of whatever fighter ship it is that you're fighting that you just don't want to fuck with it. I mean, honestly, the Constellation, if I see that thing in space, my first instinct is going to be turn around and leave, unless I have my own Constellation, in which case I'm going to be like, bitch, let's see who's better. Again, that's just me, but I feel like it's a pretty valid choice. And that's it. Origin Jumpworks, based on Terra in the heart of human civilization. Origin Jumpworks GmbH has been designing and manufacturing high-performance spacecraft and components for over 2 centuries. That's a long-ass time. So, blah, blah, blah. They got the best quality. They got the best ships. They want you to buy their shit. And honestly, frankly, I'm sold. The 300 series, I plan on being a part of this. Especially this mother right here. I mean, I just look at that. That thing looks fucking awesome. And it's black, and black in space. I mean, ain't nobody gonna see you. Nobody gonna see you sneaking up on them until it's too late and you've already shot them. And I'll probably add a couple of missiles to the hard points on the inner wings. The class 3 missile launchers, just because what's better than flying by and shooting someone with a laser? Flying by and unloading a massive barrage of missiles. Let's be honest here. What more could you possibly want? So, this has been Sage on an update of the 300 series, and I hope you liked what you saw. God knows I did. So, until next time, guys, this is Sage, and as always, peace. Take care in space. And I'll see you on the new frontier. Oh yeah. Hey, if you like that content, why don't you do me a super huge favor and click that like button. And if you like all of my content and want to see more, why don't you hit that subscribe button so you can be updated anytime I do anything new. And well, if you want to be my best friend, you can go ahead and try to share this on Facebook or Twitter or Reddit, anywhere really. Get that stuff out there and help this channel grow. It'd really mean a lot to me.